You ready? All right, we're good. Hello, everybody. How's everybody doing today? All right, we're going to talk about porcelain. You like porcelain? I'm assuming y'all do, right? Wrong stage, right? All right, I just want to introduce myself. My name is Todd Hibbs. I work for Caesarstone, a fabrication specialist in North America. I've been in the business 14 years. I did everything from sweeping the shop to owning my own fabrication shop for 8 years. So it's a little bit about me. We're going to get into porcelain, do's, don'ts, what makes it great, and what makes it that she don't like so much over here. So, uh-oh. There we go. Porcelain surface. So this is some good stuff about porcelain. Extremely hard, heat resistant in the modern designs. So with porcelain, you can put like everywhere, right? Indoor, outdoor, everything else. And the range of the patterns on it is what everybody loves about it. So some pretty cool things here. It's great for the larger room, it's great for the vanities, everywhere. So here's some, all right, here's some product benefits. Extreme heat resistant, stain resistant, scratch resistant, non-porous, great for indoor or outdoor, superior strength, reliability on fabrication and installation, easy to clean, environmentally friendly, and hygienic. That's a good one for hospitals, hygienic. What is porcelain? Right, everybody knows porcelain, clay materials, feldspar, quartz, natural oxides. Each manufacturer is going to have different blends of all the materials. All right, porcelain range. So with porcelain, if you have a good printing system, you can go to pure white, all the way to woods. You can do any kind of print patterns you want. So for somebody who wants marble but doesn't want the upkeep, porcelain is where to go. Because you get all the looks benefits of the porcelain, and the looks of marble, and it'll stain, scratch, etch, anything like that. So the in-sync technology, right? So the in-sync technology is the body. So all the material, varying grain sizes inside the body, it makes up porcelain, where the print is on and the mesh is on the bottom. So you got different people use different bodies, different materials, different colors. So here we go, superior slab quality, right? So the performance of porcelain is where it's at. So the printing quality, the glazing quality, the process, the body, the porcelain body is mostly bulk property, right? Caesarstone offers 6 bodies of colors. Generally there's 3. So what that means, if there's a chip, crack, scratch, it's not as noticeable, right, with the more body colors. If the body is closer to the printing on top, it's not a drastic change in the color, and people won't freak out as much. So we're not new to the industry of putting mesh on the back, right? Other people put mesh on the back. What makes our mesh different from theirs, it's a thicker mesh. It's more like a marble mesh. So it helps strengthen it, reinforces the slab for impacts, moving it around, installations, fabrications. We don't recommend moving the mesh because it will damage the property of the slab. So here, I'm sorry, I'm new to this. Yep. You're killing me back there. I'm sorry, I'm a rookie. All right, so product comparison. So here we have quartz all the way to porcelain. So this is comparable, right? From the porcelain, quartz, and natural stone. And as you can see, porcelain's right there with everything, right? 3s across the board. Where it lacks is impact resistant, but with impact resistance, from a high level to an unsturdy substrate. That's where you're going to get most of your crackage and breakage and chips. And repairability, that's the downside of porcelain, right? It's the repairing the chips, the cracks, the scratches, all the other stuff. So design forward applications, right? This is where we're seeing a lot of porcelain come into play. Residential, for your countertops, shower walls, interior walls, flooring, backsplash, dressers, furniture, wrapping furniture, drawers on the furniture, everything else. Commercial, right? Universities are starting to use it for cladding on outside the walls. Buildings downtown are using it for outside cladding. Hospitalities, retail shops. Now, this is a new market that is starting to see a lot of porcelain in, is yachts, RVs, aircrafts, because countertop space is a premium in those little small areas, right? So with that, with the porcelain, it leads us into InvisiCook or induction cooking. So it heats up in the bottom. You don't need to have 22, 30 inches missing from the countertops in the small spaces. You got a countertop completely across, and you can store stuff on it when you're not cooking. So InvisiCook, pit cooking is another great option for it. Gas fire pits, even docking stations for your phone chargers, right, in the kitchen. Everybody needs those nowadays. Outdoor living. This, to me, is where porcelain really shines. For outdoor kitchens, anything like that, right? UV resistant, stain resistant, so you can put it out there, wash it down with your hose if you wanted to. It's not going to stain. So, there we go. Here's a picture of an outdoor kitchen that we use our material on. I'm just all over the board right now. Well, anyway, next one is special applications, right? So, washrooms. Laundry rooms is a really good one too, right? Because this is doesn't stain. How many times you poured your laundry detergent in your washer, put the cup down, you got a blue, green, orange, whatever color it is. Hardly comes out, especially natural side. So with porcelain, then you put it in, you don't have to worry about it. You take your little Mr. Clean eraser, barkeeper's friend, scrub it right off, comes right off. There we go. All right, so what I'm going to do now, sorry about all the mishaps. I'm going to play a little video to show you how the ease of the new porcelain is to cut, right? We did it on an American tour. All the fabricators kind of went along with it. So is it going to play? There we go.
We're very excited today that Caesarstone Porcelain training because this is a material that we're getting a lot of think about. It's being used in many different applications to the home, including countertops, and we're very excited to learn from you guys. What I like about this porcelain is, although it's not recommended for them to do middle cut first, you have to release cut. It was able to actually have a sink out on one table, transported for the release cut. Nothing happens to the product. That shows that it has a lot of strength to the product, which is very, I believe, to be very helpful in the fabrication process. I actually worked material that I really didn't think it was going to be as good as it was until I started cutting it. And as I was cutting it, the entire slab, I actually came up to the conclusion that this material is like one of the best ones out there. I was blown away at the speed of cutting. That's one of the big drawbacks of porcelain that, it may slow down your shop. It did not feel that way today. The flexibility, the tolerance in the material was really great. I love the mesh backing on the back to give that extra stability while it is flexible. And what I really was blown away with is when we did the miter cuts, how clean the cut came out. I know that when we glue it up and put it all together, it's going to have a real tight line and look beautiful for all of our customers.
As an installer, as a fabricator, it's a lot easier to work with
That's a great thing for us. And I did see how the liner came out nice, clean cut. So very nice and smooth. So for us, that saves a lot of time because some of the porcelain would be cut in the past chips a lot.
It has forgiveness as you're cutting it. You can cut it slow or fast. It consistent to the entire table. It doesn't chip or flex when I'm cutting.
The key with this product is that it has more flexibility than others, and it will go that it moves without shattering, which is nice.
We love working with Caesarstone. We think their products are absolutely beautiful. I'm blown away with the colors that the porcelain line is offered in. I know it's going to really excite my customers as we bring it out, especially in the new home market and the residential market. And now that it's here and now that we're trained, I'm excited to start using it.
Yeah, I mean, it was amazing. I love the product. It cut amazing, and looking forward to work with you guys more and fix your project.
You guys have to really try this material. It's one of the best ones out there.
It seems to me like it's going to be a great product to use.
Hello? There we go. All right, so that was just a little video on the ease of use of porcelain, how it cuts faster, stuff easy to move around with this stuff. So now we get a little bit in the fabrication and installation. See a couple. Are y'all fabricators? Yep. That coastal, yeah. So health and safety, right? This is the big kick now with silicosis. So make sure, porcelain does have a low level of silica dust in it. Use the PPE when you're cutting. Water. Wet cutting is always the best. So now we offer on our website the Master Stone for any business owner, fabricator, anybody who wants to go on it. I really encourage you to take it. Go in there. It's a non-module little course. It takes about an hour to do. We've got a couple videos. And shows you the do's and don'ts when you're working with stone, right? Quartz, natural stone, porcelain. So cutting principles, I'm not reinventing the wheel here, 4 inches in the back, 2 inches in the front, 2.5 inches between cutouts, so that way, nothing cracks on you when you're moving it. Do 3/8 radius in the corners, no 90s, create pinch points. L shapes with porcelain is a big no-no, right? Single piece L shapes will snap. Straight seams we recommend. If you have connected patterns, do a 45-degree seam. And with this, I would always suggest taping the seams. That way the oils from the glue don't sit on the printing and soak in. It comes off, but it's just a pain in the butt. Vein patterning. So this is what's cool. So you can, move your design around, match the veins up, stuff like that. When you're doing some, always cut the big pieces first. That way, because you can always fit the little pieces in here and there, right? The big pieces, you don't want to get to the end of the job and say, oh, I don't have any more stone, I gotta get another slab. So I would always stick to the big pieces first. So countertops, right? Before, when you do single thickness edge porcelain, it had to be, full substrate countertops. Now, it can be open cabinetry. Has to have support every 24 inches. If you're going to do a single thickness edge, it's pretty cool. Actually, we do a lot of that lately. It's catching on a lot. Overhangs. If you're doing single thickness edge, one overhang, right, left, center, back, whatever, 12 inches, no support. If you're doing more than one overhang, 10 inches. If it's doing single thickness without support of substrates. Outdoor kitchens is where porcelain really shines, right? Like I said earlier. It can be installed in anything, right? Anywhere you want sunlight. It doesn't have to be sunlight, it can be, shaded, whatever. Just make sure they're using the adhesives that are suitable for outdoor, right? UV resistant, acrylic based resins. Fiberglass mesh, we move it around 4 inches around the pit. That way it doesn't catch on fire. That's never a good thing. Repairs. This is what everybody hates about porcelain, right? Chips, cracks, repairs. Unfortunately, I don't have any new news for you. It's the same thing, right? The edge, you can polish the edge, the round over the edge, make it a little best. The top of the material, just gotta fix it the way you fix normal stuff, right? You're gonna see it. Just, this is the downside of porcelain. Cleaning. You can use anything you want in porcelain. Acetone. Anything. You can get a wire brush, scrub it down really good. Just don't use acid. Acid would eat through anything. Just, Mr. Clean Eraser with Barkeeper's Friends, probably your best bet for most things. Acetone, you can use in this, not quartz. So keep that in mind. Adhesives, like when they glue in the seams, tape the seams, right? That's the biggest thing. Because if not, that oil sits on there, it takes forever to come off. It takes forever. So warranties, right? All companies can be different with their warranties. 1 year, 2 years, 3 years. But with Caesarstone, we're going to give you a lifetime warranty on the stone, right? So if the stone's messed up, now fabrication error, it's not covered. But if there's an issue with the stone, we'll cover it and stand behind it for the lifetime of the stone in that house. So that's it that I have. Anybody has any questions? Because I know there was a little bit of a train wreck, and I am sorry. So, good. No, there's no recommendation. It's up to the customer and the designer, right? You can go as big as you want in the miters, as small as you want in the miters. I've seen all the way down to an inch, inch and a half. So, but we are seeing a lot of single thickness edge. Because since our color is, we have 6 body colors, right? So it's not as drastic. So it doesn't look as weird, like as white on the sides, as it usually does when it's sinking on the edges. So we're seeing a lot more single thickness edge. Now we are going to have the 2 centimeter coming out end of the year, beginning of next year. So that'll help out a little bit with that. It just depends, right? So if you're doing single thickness, you don't need anything underneath it. But if you're doing built-up edge, birch plywood if you want, weedy board, honeycomb board, any kind of backboard like that, it's got to be real sturdy, right? You can't be flexing into it, real rigid. So that way if something does fall, there's no give, and that's where the cracks come in. So it's basically up to you guys, whatever y'all use now. So you just can't use quartz because quartz is flexible. No, unfortunately, we are not working on anything to repair cracks or chips. In that sense, we manufacture material. But I think 10X, all of them are starting to work on this stuff since it is becoming more and more popular. So it just depends. Destrehan and porcelain? The main difference, Destrehan has glass, right? It's compacted with glass and other materials. Our porcelain is strictly clay, quartz, and feldspar. So it's easier to cut. You don't have that popping like you do with Destrehan. Not to talk bad about Destrehan. I'm just saying. Then when you cut it, when you cut Destrehan or any other porcelain that has a gloss, you have a real high-pitched whining sound. When you cut ours, it sounds more like you cut quartz. So the draw on the machinery is not as heavy, and it cuts it real smooth, real nice. All right, so there is relief cuts from an inch to an inch and a quarter all the way around all 4 sides to release the tension. So sometimes it comes in, it will be bowed. So once you do the relief cuts, it lays down and relaxes on the table. Anybody else? Going once? So the one you saw was the veining pattern, right? So when you do, we recommend doing straight seams, unless you're trying to match veining. Then you do the 45-degree seam. So if it's like a pure white, do the L seam, do the straight seam. But if you got some kind of flow marble design with the veining matching, do the 45. That way it all matches up and looks uniform. Unless you can spin the piece to where it matches up without having to do the 45. So that's. Then if you go to our website, mos.caesarstoneus.com, and you go to each, and we have a thing in the use called Caesarstone University. And there's a section you go in, it's got porcelain, you click on it, and it's got vein and pattern match. And in there is every single color of our porcelain. You click on it, it shows you how to move it around to match all the seams. It's pretty cool. So, this down. If you're going to do a cast iron sink like that, I would recommend building a cradle underneath the sink. It's going to hold most of the weight. So, because even if you do a really heavy cast iron sink, the cabinet won't hold it really either. So you have to build a nice cradle system out of some wood or anything else, 2x4s, whatever, and it holds most of the weight. So. Anybody else? Are we good? All right, well, I'll conclude it. Sorry for the train wreck. It's my first time. Maybe next time will be a little bit better, slightly, not much. But if y'all have any other questions, I'll be here all day. Just stop in and say hello. All right, thank you. Y'all enjoy your day.